All right, everybody, welcome back to round 14 of RM Fantasy SXperts. I am Chase.
I'm Christian.
We are the RM Fantasy SXperts. Now, if you are watching this on YouTube, welcome. But also remember, you can also listen to this in podcast form if you want to on all the major platforms.
Easy to do, no excuses not to.
Absolutely. And also, you want to stick around because at the end of the show, we give away a discount code for the weekend of the race. And we have a cool guest caller coming in this week.
Chris Blose.
Yes, he will be calling, so stay tuned for that. But let's get right into it. We had a pretty interesting and exciting night. Here it is. This is our race recap. All right, Christian, round 13, Houston, Triple Crown. It's come and gone. Probably one of the more entertaining, crazy nights that I've seen. 450s and 250s.
Well, we have to get it out of the way that we both... We made our picks last week.
We were going to double down, but Jim and Daniel backed out. They didn't do it. So then
totally
we got to
backfired
talking.
on us.
It did, because then we both kind of changed our picks.
We
would have
had
done way better.
Yeah. We violated the cardinal rule, changed our picks last minute. So anyways.
But we still did okay. We still
did.
gapped Jim and Daniel, gained some more points on them.
talk
But
about it.
let's talk about results. Cooper Webb.
Cooper, out of my way, Webb.
Just doing it for the
throwing that
fans.
front wheel in there. Like.
Marvin Muscan, second place. We'll talk about that drama.
Yep.
Dean Wilson, congrats to that man.
Out of
Finally
nowhere.
gets his first podium. I think we've been expecting that all year long.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Eli Tomac, who just decides to hit the brakes and let Mar by in the first main. What was he doing?
Everybody had to be mad about that. I mean, that
my
was
gosh.
weird.
Cole Seeley.
Your boy.
I guess so. Fifth place. Good job to Cole. And the wild card that we predicted, Justin
My
Hill.
first wild card in years. Like,
Are you serious? In
yeah,
years?
dude, finally got one. So I'm pretty pumped on Hill.
Well, do you have any highlights you want to bring up?
I mean, the things you got to talk about is 3 different riders took hole shots and won mains. They
Yep.
led every laps in those mains. Roxon going down, not on the top
poor
5.
guy, hurt his toe.
Dominates the first main, then gets hurt.
Yep.
Tomac, though, we have to play it. If you haven't seen it, you have to see it. Him giving up in the last corner, it just looked like he was over it.
I mean, I don't know if he was necessarily giving up. I think he screwed the whole corner up. I think he predicted Marv to do something different. But either way, you're just like scratching your head like, what was he doing? It's frustrating to watch. I don't know. But
I thought
Marv
it was photoshopped. I couldn't even believe it happened. So.
For me, the drama between Coop and Marv was awesome because you know that's just brewing.
For
And the
viewers,
blood,
it's
yeah,
awesome,
but the
yeah.
blood is boiling between these two. So I think it's going to be exciting when it comes down to the championship.
Yep.
But and then we're going to have Chris Blose on the phone a little bit later, and we're going to ask him about a specific crash. We might as well show it. He gets taken out by Ferrandis coming over the finish line.
I mean, it was heated.
What do you guys think? Dirty, Rubbins racing? Kind of want to hear your thoughts on that.
And don't forget, Adam Enticknap makes his second main in a row, overall in a row, takes 15th.
Yes.
So pretty
Props
good.
to that, man. All right, so how on user stats? How we do?
User stats. Tomac was still picked by 37, almost 38% to win.
Goodness.
I changed it up and did it too. Only 18% had Webb taking first place.
It's so bad that we're like still 80 or whatever percent.
What
and
are we doing?
We do it.
I don't know what
Okay.
we're doing. But anyways, more people had Roxon to win than Webb.
Wow.
So there were no perfect scores. Average points were 33.5. Justin Bogle was the most picked wild card at 22.5%. He took 7th. He had a good man.
Other than the mud race, he had his best result. He
Yeah.
actually beat Baggett and some other guys. I was really surprised, so props to him.
Yep. Only 2.47% had Dean Wilson in 3rd. So the Wilson fans
They're
out
onto
there.
something.
And 5.5% had Seeley in 5th. He was actually picked more in the wild card than in 5th, but he showed up.
All right, well, we are headed into Nashville, Tennessee, and as far as injured riders, unfortunately, there's a lot of them. We got Justin Brayton, Chad Reed, your boy Cole Martinez, Plessinger, Freezy, Anderson, Stewart, Bloss.
All out.
Questionable, Roxon, but I've heard he said he's going to race. Same to Barsha. He said he's probably going to be there. And Josh Grant,
They're all banged up.
they're all banged up, but they're going to be there. We'll see.
Yep.
But there it is. That is your race recap. Now, like I said, we're going to Nashville. When was the last time we were in
I
Nashville?
don't think we've ever been to Nashville, no.
Oh, that's cool. Well, let's get right into it. Here it is. This is Track Trends.
Okay, heading into Nashville. We've never been there before, so some things to go over. It's a football stadium. Looking at the track map, has a long start, 2
Yep.
up sections.
Weather's looking good.
Yep, no rain on race day, so
Cool.
looks a lot like Denver, but
I noticed that. It does. It look very, very similar.
how
So
Denver's gonna look.
now, because Nashville don't really have much stats on that as far as riders go, we do have some interesting stats on other long start straights that we've seen in other stadiums this year. So let's get it cracking. The other races were Glendale, Minneapolis, Arlington, Atlanta. So these all had longer start straights. Webb has won the last 3 and didn't qualify worse than 4th in those.
Yep.
Roxon and Muscan are the only riders to finish in top 5 in all 3 of those rounds, or all of these rounds, all 4 of those rounds. What else?
Muscan qualified and started and finished in 3rd in Minneapolis and Arlington, and finished 3rd in Atlanta. So long starts, he's usually around 3rd.
Okay.
Baggett has finished 1st, 2nd, and 4th in 3 of those 4 rounds. And Tomac has only finished in the top 5 in 1 of those 4 rounds.
He doesn't get the starts, man.
It was 4th in Glendale, so.
That's a long start straight. You can get buried quick. So there they are. Those are some interesting stats on those long start straights. But now let's get into it. We saw what happened last weekend. Blood is boiling, I think, between a couple of orange riders. Let's get right into it. These are our top contenders. All right, so to get this week's top contenders section started off, just want to show you a chart that we have created that shows a lot of riders, but the riders we have on the table are the first 4 on that list, and we have ranked them in order of their best average finish so far this year.
In standard rounds.
In standard rounds. So let's talk about these people. Start off with Muscan. All right, Muscan has the 2nd best average finish on the East Coast at 2.6. But what's crazy, if you look at that chart, he's got a better average finish than Webb on the year as a total.
Better average start, finish, qualifying. He's almost caught up to him in laps led on standard rounds.
He hasn't started worse than 6th in the last 7 main event gate drops. And what's crazy to me, this is what you got to look at. He has not finished more than 2 spots from where he's qualified since Anaheim won.
You know what? I've adjusted my picks a few times with that, and it's helped me out.
Okay, and he's led laps the last 3 rounds. And 2 of those rounds, he hole-shotted and led the whole freaking thing.
Yeah, he's on fire, no doubt.
Cooper Webb, what do we got here?
Cooper Webb, he's taken the podium every East Coast race. He's won half the East Coast races this year. Hasn't finished worse than 4th in the last 8 rounds. Has taken back-to-back wins twice this season, so he can do it. Every time he's led laps in a standard round, he's won. And he hasn't made the podium when qualifying worse than 9th. So that's about the only time you need to really worry about him. But his average start and finish by coast is crazy to me. His West start 9.4, finish 5.6. Then you move to the East Coast, and his start is 3.8, finish is 1.6.
Wow.
So he's on fire on the East. His last 5 overall finishes 1, 4, 3, 2, 1.
All right, now we jump over to Ken Roxon. So he got his worst finish of the year last weekend.
Banged up,
got a smashed toe, but he'll be there. But he got his first main event win of the year at Houston. So, well, first he got the Triple Crown win, right?
Yeah, he won the first main.
He was dominating. I thought he was going to win the overall.
I had him picked for second. I was feeling good, but you know how it goes.
But anyway, he only took the podium 2 out of the 6 rounds on the East Coast so far this year.
Yeah, you kind of forget about that.
East hasn't treated him as well.
Yep.
All right, his average finish on the East Coast is 4.8. It's almost 2 spots worse than he was on the West Coast, which is 3. And his
banged up, and he hasn't done as good on the East.
Yeah.
I'm moving him back.
And his last 5 overall finish is 10-2-8-8-4.
Doesn't even sound right, but it is.
But hey, that's what it is. All right, how about for Tomac?
Eli Tomac.
The head scratcher.
I don't know what is going on. At the end of that first
brakes.
main, the first thing that shot to my mind was he just looked over it. I don't know what was going on there, but
okay.
Anyway, he's had an average finish of 5 in Houston at the Triple Crown main event, so he was okay. He has taken the podium every other round since Detroit.
Really?
So, yep. He's qualified the same or 1 spot different than where he's finished in the last 3 rounds, so he's staying pretty close to. And he hasn't started better than 4th in the last 4 main event gate drops, so he's got to get that start dialed. Hasn't taken the podium in a standard round when he started worse than 5th since A1.
Wow. And the thing you got to realize with Tomac is his start average is not nearly as good as these other guys, and you got a long start straight. And if he, like Christian just said, he hasn't had better than 4th in the last 4 main event gate drops. For me, I'm not going to put him on the podium for that reason.
He's almost getting 3 spots worse average start than Muscan in standard rounds.
Gosh, and these guys are riding so good, it's hard to pass.
Yep.
Well, there it is. That is the top contender section, so take what you want. We're going to go through and we're going to rank these guys. And Chris Blose is going to give us our podium and see what he thinks coming up a little bit later. But now let's talk about it because we saw a couple of them this weekend. Cole Seeley and Dees Wilson spoiling the picks.
It was awesome.
Breaking into the top 5. So here it is. This is Weekly Spoilers.
We see it every week. The riders that aren't majorly picked crack the top 5. Here's our list. You got to remember, no Brayton, no Reed. Roxon's banged up. Barsha's banged up. So we're really pushing guys up there.
Okay.
Joey Savacci, he had the flu last week, and he still did pretty good.
Still riding good.
Yep. So but he hasn't finished more than 4 spots from where he started in the last 7 main event gate drops, so he's not really making a lot of moves after the start. But he has a much better finish on the East Coast at 5.8 than on the West, 12.2. So I move him up even more there. And he hasn't finished out of the top 10 in the last 9 rounds. Last 5 overall finishes 9, 5, 6, 5, 9.
All right.
So I like Savatgy. Then you got to go to Blake, who was looking really good on the East. Don't get thrown off by last week's results. Triple Crowns just seem like...
We called it. He's never been good in triple rounds for some reason.
It's not really his thing, but his starts and finishes did get better through the main events last week. So, but he's tied with Muscat for the best starting average on the East. 3.4 rounds at 3.4. So, and he has gone 2 weeks without being in the top 5 one time this season, but I don't see that happening again.
Okay.
He was in the top 5 in 5 out of the 6 rounds on the East Coast this year. And he hasn't finished in the top 5, though, unless he started in the top 5. So with his starting average, I think he's a pretty safe pick. So.
Okay. Next up, we got Dean Wilson, who, again, was a spoiler last week, finished on the podium. Congrats again to him. He ignited the podium.
He ignited it.
All right.
No doubt.
Well, let's talk about some of the stats. So he did get his first podium. He hasn't taken back-to-back podiums in his entire 450 Supercross career. So that's definitely something you want to be mindful of. But he hasn't gotten better than 8th on the East Coast.
Till now.
Yeah. So he's picking up some momentum.
A lot of banged up riders.
And then finish on the West Coast is 7.2. Is over 1 spot better than he has been on the East, which was 8.8. But again, with these riders getting hurt, with Wilson having momentum, I think he's going to increase and have a better result again, like he just did last week.
I agree.
And then his last 5 overall finishes: 3, 6, 9, 11, 8, and then of course his 3, 6, 9, 11, 8.
Yep.
All right. Then we get into Zach Osborne. This man.
He's being quiet, but he's doing good.
He is quietly sneaking up there. So starts and finishes have gotten progressively better in the Houston Triple Crown main events. So he went 11-8-2 for his starts and then 10-6-4 as far as the finish goes. And he's finished in the top 10 in the last 6 main event gate drops. And
he's right there in my mind.
Yeah, and I think with, again, some of those guys being out and him getting a good start, he can move up.
Yep.
My boy, Cole Seeley.
Your boy, where are you putting him? You know he's going to be in your top 5.
You think so?
Or you're putting him to win, aren't you?
Try me. What do you got for him?
Cole Seeley, he's finished 6th once and 7th in all the gate drops this season. His average finish is 9.6 on the year, but he's been looking a lot stronger and has riders out and banged out in front of him. Got 5th last week.
Could be a spoiler, but I think he's a little bit better option for the wild card, which is coming up next. Get right into it. This is Wildcard Watch. All right, so for this week's wild card, it's gonna be tough. It's 7th place, and we just talked about all the weekly spoilers. Honestly, any one of those weekly spoilers could land in the wild card spot, but we've got 6 riders up on the table. We got Dean Wilson, Cole Seeley, Savatgy, Bogle, Hill, Barsha. We've ranked these riders in the order that we would feel best about these.
From the safest to the most risky.
Because we already gave the stats on Wilson, Seeley, and Savatgy. So for me, Dino, he finished 3rd, but his average finish, if you look at it for the year, is more around that 6th, 7th place spot.
Yeah, 7.5.
Okay, and then you get to Cole Seeley, who's kind of similar. His average finish for the year is more around 9, but we just saw him get 5th overall, so I could see him as a good fit for that 7th.
I like him.
Okay, how about Savatgy?
Savatgy seems like it, but he was a lot better on the East, like we talked about. So
he had a string of top 5s on the East Coast.
I would say it takes something happening for him to be that far back.
Okay, so you put Savatgy, you think he's better than 7th?
I can't really move. I just leave him there, but I do like Savatgy a lot.
For 7th?
Yeah, just not enough to move him
ahead of these 2.
Yeah.
Okay. And then Justin Bogle, the man, his average finish for the year is well above 7, but he just took 7th.
He just took 7th last week overall, took 4th in the main. He enjoys that wild card spot for some reason.
He does, but the man's improving, so it wouldn't be a shocker to me, honestly, if Bogle finished in 7th if he got a start.
Yep.
And then, if you want to take a risk,
don't feel
Justin
safe at all
Hill
with him.
has finished 7th before. Disclaimer, don't put him there, but it could happen.
I don't know. It seems like when a rider gets you the wild card right, you just love that rider.
Or it seems like whenever I talk smack on a guy, he gets it. He does way better.
I'm high up on Hill. He took 11th last week. He looked good in a few of the mains.
And then Justin Barsha, the man has come back from injury to finish in the
5th.
top 5.
Earlier this year, yeah.
So another one of those riders where you go from last week where he's rolling around or just or crashes out, and then he shows up and puts in the top 5 or something weird. So
he's got 17th the last 2 weeks.
Not looking good.
No.
But there you are. Those are some of our weekly wild card picks, ranked in order. What do you guys think? Who are you going to put in your wild card spot? But now, let's get him on the phone. Chris Blose, our guest caller this week. Chris has been around for a long time. He's got some cool experience. We've got some really good questions for him. So here it is, Between Two Berms with Chris Blose. All right, so we got him on the phone. Chris Blose, Between Two Berms. What's up, Chris?
Not much. It's another beautiful sunny day here in Phoenix.
Is it getting hot there yet?
Yeah, it's getting probably like mid 80s, high 80s. So.
Gosh, we haven't had a day barely over 65 yet.
Yeah, send that my way.
Well, hey, man, so Chris, a lot of people watching this show or listening to the podcast might not know it, but you've actually been racing for a pretty long time.
He's a real journeyman.
Arena cross and supercross. Kind of give us a little bit a background on, how you came to be where you are today.
Yeah, I first turned pro in 2006 doing supercross on the East Coast. And from 06 to 2014, I raced supercross every year. From 2010 to 14, I raced a 450 class. And then I moved to arena cross for 4 years, and now I'm back to supercross. So it's been a pretty cool journey, and glad to be back in supercross.
I mean, the guy races a ton. He's been everywhere.
Yeah,
He's doing 450 and 250 class this year.
I didn't realize that about you. I honestly just thought you were an arena cross guy, and you made the transition over because the series kind of went away. But that's cool. You got a lot of history. You've been doing it a long time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, almost a little too long.
Has supercross, has it changed a lot since you first started doing it as far as the tracks go or just the way the industry is? What changes have you seen, and is there anything that you would want to change about it that you maybe aren't a big fan of?
I think supercross has definitely gone in a good direction. Back when I first started, they had even like the day qualifiers to get to the night show. They didn't go off your practice times, which I think is a good change.
Mm-hmm.
But no, I think supercross has definitely evolved and gotten better and better. I think not only have the tracks gotten better, but I think the bikes have obviously advances in technology allow us to do a lot more stuff and bigger jumps and stuff like that. So it's good and bad because obviously with better equipment and everything else, you got to go faster and jump bigger. So it's yeah.
So it's been better change as far as you've seen.
Yeah, it's a better change. I wish sometimes that tracks were a little bit better. Like maybe if they had someone, kind of there to go, hey, this is pretty dangerous or that's pretty dangerous, and let's change it to something a little bit safer.
Was it Trey Kennard doing that? Is he still doing that?
Yeah, he was doing it, but I don't know what happened with that whole ordeal. That was when I was in arena cross, so yeah, I don't know what happened.
Interesting. We need Trey back in
Anywhere
one way, shape, or form. Well, Christian wants to ask you about your night last week in the Triple Crown.
I mean, we saw day practice and qualifying, and you were looking so good. Even in the night shows, too, but it just seemed like you couldn't catch a break. I read even on your Instagram that after the first main, when you got hit, you had your arm was numb for a lap. Like, how would you summarize your night there?
Man, like you guys said, it was a great night. I mean, obviously I qualified great in third in qualifying, and then mains came around. The main one, like you said, I got hit from behind on the start by my guy Ferrandis, of course.
Oh, so you had two encounters with him.
I know. Him hit my funny bone or something because my whole arm went completely numb for a whole lap, and I even rolled the whoops and everything, so had to play catch up with that. Obviously, main 2 was leading, and then
we all saw this.
Or whatever you want to call it.
Hey.
And then main 3, obviously, I went down off the start with Marchbanks when he went down. So it was always a up and down night. We're going to take the positives and move on.
Yeah, he looked so good.
But yeah, you were leading that main. But here, quick question, yes or no? Pass from Ferrandis on you. Dirty, or would you call it Rubbins racing?
Not dirty. I mean, I would call it Rubbins racing. Was I happy about it? Absolutely not. I mean, let's face it, Ferrandis is most likely going to get by me. Let's just face it.
Yeah,
and it's just a matter of time. But do I think he could have stayed lower and went through the finish line? Absolutely, and left us both room, and absolutely. But it is what it is. We just got to keep pushing forward. I want to be on that podium so bad, so That's our main goal.
Right on. Well, you got the speed to put it there.
Yeah, no doubt.
So here's a good question for you, and this is related to fantasy. So with fantasy, you know our viewers, they've got to pick their top 5 riders. Right now it's crunch time. We only have a few rounds left. Marv and Coop, 1 and 2. My question is, what's the chemistry like on that team right now? Do you think Marv's going to run in on Coop if he has the opportunity, or do you think KTM's saying, no, dude, don't take him out or don't get too aggressive? What do you think the atmosphere is like over there at KTM right now?
Thick.
I think the tensions are definitely have risen. I think they were pretty calm before, but now I think with the way Coop rode Marv the past last weekend, I think tensions obviously grew. I think it's pretty safe to say KTM is probably going to win the championship. So,
Unless they take each other out.
Yeah.
Yeah, unless they take each other out.
Which is, I think Coop, if Marv is being real aggressive, if Coop is smart, he's probably just going to let Marv by. It's like, dude,
He's got a good lead.
I've got a lead on you, like it's yours, you know?
Yeah, I definitely think so. Unless Coop's just that much faster than him and can pass him and pull away.
Right.
I don't see Coop. I see him playing it very smart.
Okay.
Because what's his point lead now? It's like
It's somewhere around like
17 or
Yeah, like 16 or 17 points. Can you imagine if it was Marv didn't jump that red cross and he's only down by 8 or 9 points right now?
right.
Like,
Yeah, I mean,
dude, he's got to be just kicking himself over that.
absolutely. That was definitely a bonehead move on his part.
All right, so as far as fans is concerned, Roxon had a rough night, unfortunately. I thought he was going to win the overall. He crushed the first main event. Tomac, everyone's scratching their heads because they don't know what to do with the guy. But if you had to pick your podium for this weekend, what would you think?
I'm going to go with Marv to get the win.
I think Marv's the better rider right now.
He has to win.
Okay.
Being Nashville, you got 2 sets of whoops, so I don't know. I mean, Tomac's always solid in whoops. You got Webb. I'm gonna go with Muskin, Webb, and then Tomac.
All right.
I like it.
I like it. Christian, what's our wild card this week?
The wild card is 7th place. With a lot of riders being out and banged up, you know, it's opening the door for a lot of those other guys. Who really comes to mind there for like a 7th place this weekend?
I'm gonna go with the Justin Hill.
You're shooting for the stars,
He
but I'll
got me
give
the wild card last week.
He
I'm
did,
high
but that
up
was
on the
11th
dude.
place.
Hey,
I'm sorry. I was up on Justin Hill at the start of the year, and he has just let me down. So I
he's
just
gonna get
I
it
feel
together.
like the guy obviously can kill it in practice times, you know. And then
yeah.
I don't know what happens in the main. I
I don't think anybody
I
does.
should probably pay attention a little bit more to what he does.
It's impossible to
I don't
not
know.
like that guy. Though.
Yeah.
I mean, he's such a
All right, Chris. Well, I got one more question for you before we let you off the hook here. You've raced 250s and 450s this year.
Yep.
Give us real quick the biggest differences of what the experience is like racing both classes.
Man, obviously, the obvious is just a longer race. But man, I feel like there's a little bit more respect in the 450 class as far as riders. No one makes any crazy moves or decisions. Obviously, you got really fast 450 guys, lots of past champions. So,
Yeah.
I mean, you're not going up against, a bunch of kids anymore. You're going up against grown adults who have been there and been doing this for a long period of time. So
even well, sometimes the practice times are about even, the 250s and 450s, but I got to imagine the intensity is probably a lot more when you got that many fast dudes. Because, I mean, at the start of the season before guys get hurt, your first through 12th or 13th place are all past champions for the most part.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Like you said, the intensity is always super high, and even in 250 class, it's also high. But it just seems like you have more fast dudes that can blow by you in a split second. So you definitely got to be on your game for sure.
Interesting. I like it. So you got Marv, Coop, and then Tomac for your top 3, and then you got Justin Hill in the wild card in 7th.
Yep.
All right.
I'm going with that.
That sounds good to me.
All right, man. Well, hey, Chris, we really appreciate you calling in. Thanks so much.
Yeah, we'll be cheering for you every week, too.
Absolutely.
Big fans, so.
All right,
Awesome.
so everyone watching out there, Chris, tell everybody out there what bike you ride and what number you are for those 250s.
Yeah, I ride the Husqvarna 250, number 111.
There you go.
Watch out for him.
Keep a
Watch out for
lookout.
killing those whoops.
All right, Chris, man. Hey, good luck to you and have fun.
Awesome. Thank you, guys.
All right, we'll see ya.
Bye.
I met him a long time ago on the Hart and Huntington team, and I've kind of
you?
been a big fan since.
I had no idea he wrote for that team.
He's a really good dude. He's been around forever. So.
Well, he's putting in some solid results too. But there you have it. That is Chris Blose. Get some cool insight from him. And you saw his picks. Marv, Coop, Tomac. I think he's onto something there because that's pretty close to what I have too this weekend.
Not me, but we'll get into it.
All right, well, you know what time it is then.
Time to lock him in.
Let's do it.
These picks for Nashville, they mean a lot. I mean, the battle between me, you, Jim and Daniel is getting heated.
Yeah, we're only up by a little bit, what, 60 points?
61
That is
points.
not a big enough cushion. We have got to do it.
I think we can gap them even
Rivalry is
harder.
brewing. Speaking of rivalries,
There's a new one needs to be brought
there is
up.
a new one. So, Carrie Bowling, you called in the show earlier this year. Well, Carrie was crushing it, and then she kind of talked about her friend Nicole, who hadn't been doing so good this year. Nicole is literally just a few points behind. So, I don't know what's going on
We
there,
think this
but
is heated. That rivalry could take
friendships
over.
are at stake. The championship is at stake. Anyway, if you have a rivalry, let us know about it. Also, real quick, I was camping a few weekends ago. I bumped into a guy. I am horrible with names. I forgot your name. I apologize, but you said you and your wife watch the show. You're big fans. Shout out to you guys. Hope you're watching.
That's awesome.
Thanks for tuning in. All right, lock them in.
All right, we'll get back to it. I had Webb in first last week. Shouldn't have taken him out. I'm not
Okay.
doing that this week. I think he gets a start. That long start straight takes first. Marvin second. Blake Baggett third. He comes back to his podium ways, all KTM'd out. Then you got the green team holding down fourth and fifth in my mind. Eli really scared me last week. And Kenny banged up. High intensity. I don't know. I think he plays it safe. Ends up somewhere around 7.
All right, well, kind of on the same page, but I'm going to have Marv in first place. I still think he's the faster rider if he doesn't get punted off the track. So I got Marv first, Cooper Webb second. I'm going to put Blake Baggett in third place, but I'm going to switch Tomac into fourth. Please move Rocks into fifth place for me.
Oh my gosh, I thought you'd put Seeley there.
And then my wild card is going to be Cole Sealing seventh. There it is, my top 5, my wild card.
So
We need to do good this week.
bikes of a feather flock together. We're keeping the colors all together
You
everywhere.
come up with this stuff. But there it is. They are locked in. But now let's talk about why you want to be playing RMFantasy SX. This is our prize recap.
Round 14, Nashville. Plenty of prizes up for grabs. Let's talk about them.
Yes, sir.
The top scorer this week is going to get a Cherby $700 spending spree plus Supercross 2, the video game. Can't be mad about that.
No, sir.
Second place, Mobius X8 knee braces. Third place, 2 sets of Pirelli MX32 mid to hard terrain tires. Then other prizes from Bell, Pro Honda, Fly Racing, Fox, Tusk, Cycra, Scott, and of course 90 Rocky Mountain gift cards. So 100 weekly prizes going down.
Woo! Now remember, too, just one quick little tip. These are timestamps, so we get a lot of people who get the same amount of points each week, and it goes off of who got their picks in first. So keep that in mind. Unless you're like Christian and I, and you can't make up your mind, you change your picks every weekend right before they start. Let's talk about grand prizes, though. First place, Race Prep KTM 450 SXF. Second place, Race Prep KTM 250 SXF. Third, you get a Moab Red Rock Getaway plus a generator. Fourth place, MEC Trip, Dunlop Brock Glover Legend Ride, Fly Racing Gear and Casual Package, Milestone the video game, Supercross 2 the game, console 4K TV, that's a good one. Motion Pro tools for 8th, Tusk Impact wheel set, and of course, Oakley goggles and sunglasses.
That's right. Before we go, everybody's already a winner because you're going to get an extra 10% off the Tusk First Line air filters. Go to the fantasy website. There'll be a banner up top. Click on that. Throw in First Line 10 on checkout. Get that extra 10%.
Already a good price, you save even more. All right, well remember, if you watch this show, thanks for tuning in. Remember, listen to it in podcast form if you need to. And to sign up for fantasy, very simple. Go to RMFantasySX.com, create your free account. Even if you haven't ever played before, you can still win weekly prizes. It does not matter.
It's never too late to talk smack either.
Join some groups, talk some smack. Join us. Christian, what's our group name?
RMFantasySX Rivals. Scroll down to the group section, join up, see how you compare with us. Also, make sure to hit that calendar button on the website. Get notified before the picks close every week. It'll save you.
Yep, it will.
Other than that, what do you got?
Not a whole lot, other than good luck on your picks. Had fun watching the races, or if you're going to be at the races, we're a little bit jealous, but have fun. I am Chase.
I'm Christian.
We'll see you next week.